And he must have like pulled a maneuver, because I've watched the video back, and he like moved round, and because he boosted upwards, the C4 exploded below him and didn't do any damage. Absolutely solid.
They're right in the tower now.
Yeah. I think I still need to get rid of that prowler. Probably be a bit late by the time I got there. Hardly inefficient.
Due to some questions that arose after my bursting tutorial, I'd like to invite you to Advanced Bursting, a video that will showcase the most advanced bursting method I think there is available, and the one that I personally use. If you watch the first clip from this video closely, you will notice that my bursting is a bit different from what I have taught in the previous tutorial. My bursts were much shorter and had a split-second intermission that often was not a break, but just a tap shot or two. I developed this technique a few years ago, though I'm sure that other players worked it out as well. I call it tap bursting, and it allows you to empty an entire clip of a weapon without suffering from most of the bloom. The downside is that you lose a bit of your rate of fire. To teach this, we have to understand what tapping is. Well, you tap every time you try to fire your pistol rapidly. Tapping is pressing your mouse button with every shot you take, therefore you tap, tap, tap. This of course can be done much quicker with automatic weapons, and tapping is very important when you want to get the most out of your burst guns. Now in Planetside, tapping is a bit difficult because weapons have a first shot recoil multiplier, meaning every time you begin firing your weapon, you suffer from the biggest recoil kick you're going to get. I decided not to talk about this in the first tutorial, because not only do you have to understand bursting, but in addition, you have to switch up your clicking routine and control stronger recoil than usual while performing this technique. The previous way is still valid and is good for beginners. This, on the other hand, is the next step. So let's take a step back and look again at the standard technique. Longer bursts, longer breaks, just at the edge of losing accuracy. Good stable platform for engaging enemy units, and what I taught you in the first video. As you can see, I'm using the God Saw. This little schmuck likes to bloom and recoil, so if it works with this, it'll work with most things. Now, it's time for tap bursting. Remember that what I'm doing is making the bursts shorter, and I throw in a tap or two. Notice please that I managed to empty the entire mag without losing too much of the accuracy. This is good for maintaining a fire line. As you see, I managed to keep most of the rounds on target. Okay guys, one more time. I want you to listen to the rhythm. You can actually hear when I burst and when I tap. Listen in. See what I mean? All of the clip, most of the accuracy stayed, and we managed to maintain a line of fire. Good stuff. Well, one more time. As you can see, this can be done perfectly fine while moving. You just have to remember that your bursts become shorter, because when on the move, you bloom quicker. Please remember, this is difficult for most people. Take your time and practice. Okay, so let's see if this technique can be applied to weapons that are not meant to be stable. Now, the first clip will be just me aiming down sight and firing it from start to finish. No bloom control. Okay, now let's try tap firing. And one more try. Notice please that the spread is a lot smaller. Now, it may not be dramatic at these ranges, but once you get further away into the mids, you'll see the difference. This is how you make these weapons pretty okay at mid-range as well. But if you're still not sure how to do it, this is how I work the mouse button with my right hand.